I just welcome you all for the teacher enrichment program, which is going to be conducted by me, Mrs. Malati. And so let me start the session. But we all know mental math. I just need 100% interaction between us. So hope that everyone as a teacher, you'll be conducting mental math in your classes. Yes or no, teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Normally, we'll be conducting the mental math, maybe a maximum of 5 to 10 sums we'll be giving at least once in a week or twice a week. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, shall we go for this? I request you all to join this menti.com with this code 59146577. Uh, 28 participants have joined. I'll just take a final pic of the presentation, what you have given me, and show you. I hope everyone enjoyed by typing some words. And what you have typed and what has come, I'll just show you. See, so many words are there which is interesting. And the main word which I can see is calculation. So everyone accept that mental maths
Yes, ma'am.
terms which involve some calculation. It might not be even arithmetic calculation, some mind calculation, I can say even, right? One of you have posted,
Yes.
right? One of you has posted mind calculation, fast solution. See, so many calculating. Okay, easy math. I think, can I say it's the result of fast calculation or mental math? I think the teacher who has posted, submitted easy math can answer. Okay, so training us, ability, strong, these words only. So, do you think each one of us will follow the same method for mental maths? Teachers?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. So, before going into the techniques and all, we'll just look into what is going to be some details about mind math, mental maths. So we all use mental math, right? The person who's behind the mental math is Jacob Trachtenberg. So he has introduced this way of mental calculation, and all the techniques are there in the system called Trachtenberg system. So I said in the beginning itself that the enrichment is happening together. So even though we have used mental math for so many years, I was not aware who invented or who found out this word at all. So this session has given me some more, or I can say above my level, some knowledge to know something about maths, mental math. So who's the best mental mathematician in the world is? He's called as human calculator. So from India, we have human calculator. Who's that? Shakuntala Devi. Yes. Yes. So But in the world, the best mental mathematician is Scott Flansburg. So these informations, if we give along with our math, the children will try to find out something extra. See, all are tech savvies now. And I hope you will accept that children are more friendlier for the tech rather than us. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So these little bit things, when we are going to tell them, it is going to help them. And in turn, if they bring a chart or some information, and if we write on the blackboard and all, the information is passed to the rest of the class. So in that way also, we can just involve few children for this. Now, what is mental math? Everybody know it, but just to have a knowledge, mental math is a skill. Actually, it's a skill. It's a group of skill in that without using pen, pencil, paper, or calculator, we are able to do in their head. In their head. What is the meaning of in their head? Using the brain. So mental math is useful in school. Is it only in school? No, in everyday life, when we go for shopping and all, for if we are very good in mental math, it will be helpful for us to settle down faster and come out of the shopping. Else we all know what will happen. Am I right? Shopping never ends.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly, ma'am.
Especially females will shop for one
Shop
single
a lot.
time, at least for 2 to 3 hours. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah. So if you are very much calculative, it helps us in every need. So mental math help kids understand math concepts better and get to the answer very faster. So if they are going to do it faster, what is the help in that? So we normally tell that 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks questions are to be answered with proper steps. But this mental math will help them to check the answer even before they start the answer, right? When they arrive at the answer using the proper steps, they would have already done the mental math calculation and they can check the answer very easily. So again, Menti, shall we try out? Let me show you what you have all shared with me. So it is not, is it not interesting to see the results of everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So here we have all so I have got the confidence now, because many have used the word time management, right? Because that is highlighted. And this mental math is used, or not only for conceptual understanding, brain sharp, everything. It's the main thing is time management. That is what you also have told me. So why mental math is needed? So this is one of the most important forms. See, everywhere in every school, or each and every school will ask you to conduct some in tests or mental math in some way, whether it might be oral or written, some way it will be asking you. So it is the important forms of education for school-aged children. It is used not only in schools, but also in our everyday lives. So this mental math, if a child is very smart in doing the mental math of addition and subtraction or something, the basic things, when he goes for a small shop and is going to get some stationery items, he himself will calculate faster than the shopkeeper, and it gives him confidence. So practicing mental math tends to stimulate the brain and boost the learning capabilities. increases the observation skills of a person and helps to build relationship between numbers. So this relationship between numbers, where all it will help, not only in mental math, it helps where? For checking their answers in the exams, because they are all in schools. And final, if they know the relationship between numbers, they'll be leading a life in a very smooth way, wherein the calculations are needed. Mental, am I right?
Yes.
Am I right, teachers?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So mental math actually keeps our brains quick and sharp. The brain, like the muscles, gets stronger and more efficient with you. Mental math also greatly improves a person's number sense, ability to understand the relationships between quantities. There are many great strategies for improving mental math abilities. As you all said, each and everyone will vary to solve the same question. So one must be thinking of, if it is a 2-digit plus 2-digit number, one will be very easy, finding it very smart and easy to do the ones place addition and then the tens place addition and tell the answer. And the same another boy might be thinking that if I add the tens place first and then do the ones place, it will be easy for me. So each and every one differ in their strategies. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So there are many great strategies for improving mental math abilities, builds a person's confidence and self-esteem. So first of all, the confidence level is increased and the self-esteem. So the building the self-esteem is more important for the children. So that is built. Concentration level of a person improves, stimulates a child's interest in math. Will you all accept this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you said all will accept. Okay, let me give you an incident. Out of 40 children present in a class, a set of 5 questions were given. And normally what we will do? We will just ask the children to exchange and correct it. Right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it is the fastest way of checking, because we can't be checking the mental math, which is given for 5 minutes duration, in which 1 minute questions are given orally or written on the blackboard. Children will write the answers in another 1 minute time. They'll check the answers in maximum 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. And the final results, 1.5 minutes. That is what we plan. Am I right? So in this case, exchange correction is the best. So when we do the exchange correction, what will happen? They will know the marks. And if we ask how many of you got 5 out of 5, 4 out of, okay. Just tell me what will happen to the children who has scored only 2 and below 2. So when we say it builds confidence, it builds self-esteem, it stimulates the child's interest in math, what will happen for the scorers who are below 2? Now I have given a situation wherein a few students, maybe not even, I can't say 5 or 6 also, I will say only 2 or 3 students scored below 2 and below. So what is the strategy or what is the positive note that we have to give? At least one answer from your side, teachers.
Pure learning, ma'am.
Very good. So pure learning. So after the end of the analysis of the answers, we'll just tell one of the student to help the other boy who has scored less in the basic concepts so that the child will get a small interest. So that should be stimulated even if has scored below the required, half or below half. If we see, we'll just motivate the children in some way. One best thing is peer learning. Yes, I too accept that. And another one is we can ask the child how you arrived at the answer orally if the child is able to explain. See, I think 1 and 2 that might not be highly possible. But from 3rd onwards, we can ask the child how you fastly did this calculation. So he will explain or she will explain so that the others can gain at least one sum per day or one sum per 2 days or something like that. If we plan, that will inculcate the interest towards math as well as mental math. So helps children to reduce mistakes while solving the problems because they will know the answer, the final answer, even before they start the answers, writing the answers. Makes the brain sharp, strong, and more efficient with use. Enables children from young age to easily work out answers to many mathematical scenarios in everyday life. Children will be able to understand the mathematical concepts instead of just reading them. Instead of just reading them means they'll do the calculations very fast instead of doing step 1, step 2, step 3, and finally finding the answer. They can do all the steps in the brain together and find the answer. Children are more likely to approach to math subject with a positive outlook with the help of mental math. So if we are going to give, see, out of 5 questions, if we are going to give one very normal question wherein all the children will be able to score, that helps the child to get the boost, to be on the positive way, right? Now, ways of improving the abilities. So I've just given some few points in which the first and foremost is regular practice. Second is avoid using calculating devices. Apply in real life. Support. Practice tricks and strategies. Start on fingers. I hope that everyone from LKG, UKG, we start on fingers only. Am I right? Make things fun. So to start with, let me take the regular practice so that every day we have to do at least 1 question orally, and twice a week, if you are going to do 5 questions per test, it will be helpful for the children. So what should we do first? We have to be ready with oral questions. So oral questions increases their concentration. Instead of giving them questions written on the blackboard, if we give them questions which are orally said, they have to concentrate, they have to hear, they have to concentrate, analyze using their brain what to do, how to do, and do it, and then put on the paper. Everything should be done in a very fast way, right? So one of the very basic and essential math facts is that you learn math concepts by practice. We all start slowly, but it is very important to challenge ourselves to perform arithmetical calculations faster without the use of paperwork or calculators. This can be done only if we regularly practice these calculations in our brains using our mental abilities. Okay, let me give a small example in which addition is done. When we say addition, we all know how many numbers are given. The children, even the children are finding it easy when they add, right? Instead, if we are having some flashcards in which if we give addition facts of 10 or addition fact of 5 or addition facts of 7 and give them the work of preparing the flashcards, it will help them not only to prepare the flashcards, but keep the addition facts of that particular number in their brain forever. Have you ever seen this? Have you observed this, teachers?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I just
Namaste,
put
ma'am.
one. Yes,
Ma'am, Kamakshi here.
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, here I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
we ask the children to prepare the flashcards, how are we supposed to tell them? Is it like we have to involve the parents in doing it? Or will the child be able to do it all alone by himself or herself?
The parental help for the kids, maybe 1 and 2 for cutting the flashcards, something like that can be done. But
Okay.
child should be writing on the flashcard. That is how it will be. The learning process will be there.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And I hope in the in-house publication wherein DAV has started last year, classes 1, 2, 3 in-house books have been released last year, and this year it's going to be for class 4 and 5, in which we have a special book called as Anubhav Ganitam. So we all know what is Anubhav, whether it is Hindi or Sanskrit or Tamil, we know what is Anubhav, right? So it is the
Practical.
experience. Yeah, practical
Experience of
experience.
practical.
So all whatever so-called lab activities or classroom activities which were there, it has been incorporated in that book, and the children will be using the book only in the school. Not even the book will be sent to home only at the end of the academic year and not in between even. So it is only activities based learning. So no questions are going to come for the examinations. So everything, each and every activity in that will be done only by the children. So we don't want the parents to get involved. So this is one best thing which DAV is introducing, and I feel that it's a great thing wherein the children will learn to the core. Am I right? The parents are not at all involved means the children will learn themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
So Kamakshi ma'am, I think
Yes, ma'am.
parental help need not be there for the activities. right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am, this is Revati Lakshmi from JP SSS, madam.
yes, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste, madam. And this year we are introducing this Ganidam book for classes 1 to 3, madam.
Wow, very good, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. As you said, if we are not sending the books to home, is that only we be sending the notebooks, written notebooks, all the problems made the child to write in the notebook and send it home for homework, ma'am?
No. There are two books. One is Ganitam book and another one is Anubhav Ganitam. Anubhav Ganitam is the lab activity notebook.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So Anubhav Ganitam alone will be kept in school and the Ganitam book will be sent home.
Yes, ma'am. And I saw the PDF of classes 1, 2 and 3, madam. Vice principal sir sent me that PDF. In that book, it is in the form of exercises. Ganitam book only I got, not that Anubhav Ganitam. Yes, madam.
No, Ganitam book, the child will bring the book every day and he will take home or she will take home.
So we have to maintain a classwork notebook also along with that Ganitam book, right,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes, ma'am, of course. We have.
So since we are launching this book only this year, ma'am, and I am going to handle the primary classes, I will be having n number of doubts. I think so, ma'am.
You are always welcome.
Sorry for disturbing you, madam.
No issues at all, ma'am. Regarding that book, I think the book will give you more practice sums, less of what is called classwork content will be
Yes.
less.
Yes, ma'am. And even though, I saw that PDF now, ma'am. For us also, it is a very easy. So many concepts are there.
Yes, ma'am. All the concepts have been incorporated in one single reader.
Even here and there are hard questions also included there, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
That is also nice. I saw that PDF, ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Continuing to this regular practice. So avoid using calculating devices. So now children are very familiar. Without gadgets, they are not waking up even because I think we all accept for the best thing is snooze. Am I right? We start with snooze only now every day.
Yes, madam.
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Yes. So the calculating devices, if they start avoiding it, even though let them start slower in the initial stage, they let them, instead of using the calculators, they can use a pen and paper for initial practices. And then finally, they themselves will start doing it mentally. See, first pen and paper, first fingers, then pen and paper, then the brain will start working very faster. So even if you are taking time to calculate something, it is advisable to use a pen and paper instead of a calculator. This helps in developing the mental abilities of a student. You will notice that your brain starts developing these skills slowly and steadily. And you don't even require a pen and paper. So normally, initially, when we start also, for the first time or for the first few times, we even check with pen and paper. See, if we prepare a question paper also, we use answer key. But answer key is not used for all the 40 papers. Initially, we will start with seeing for the first 5 to 6 papers. Then all the answers will be in our brain only. Many answers. Almost out of 80 marks, 70 plus marks will be in our brain. Only the few things wherein the children would have used a different strategy, we will see the answer key. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So this calculating devices, we can insist the same during our parent-teacher meeting, wherein we can just tell avoid using calculating devices for math. So the parents will come to know that I should not be giving the gadgets to be used as a calculator and all. So apply in real life. Maths is a practical subject. Everybody will accept that. It can be made easier if students develop the habit of comparing the equations and visualizing them with real life examples. Even if we say 12 plus 25, we should say that there are 12 pens and 23 pencils. So how many items I have? So immediately the real life example they will just visualize, oh, 13 pens are there. I will keep 13, 15. So 23 pencils are there. So I will just keep it something real life examples. If we are telling the children, they'll find it very easy for them to apply it, whether it is pen and paper or mental math. Support. Students are at their learning age. Do you think only students are at their learning age?
No, ma'am. Even teachers are learning while teaching.
Yes, even we learn when we have 2 sections of one class. We'll come to know that when we teach something, a child would have asked a question and we will arrive at the answer and tell the answer at that point. But when we go for the next section of the class, we will just imply this already to the children before they question us, right? So we are all in learning stage, but especially to students, when we say as an elder to them, we are supposed to support them. Even if they lose their confidence when they are scoring less, we have to tell them it's possible. and we have to give them the support, how to go, how to do. Therefore, it is very important to keep them encouraged at every step. So that's why I said out of 5 questions, if we give one direct question, very not much of brain activity is involved, that one question correct will give the student confidence, so that he will try for other correct later. So at least after a month's time, he'll gain. See, if only one is correct for the boy for 1 month, let us assume, the next month, astonishingly, he will be performing good. He will gain confidence. One I'm getting, I have to score more. So I should get at least 2 next time, or at least 3 next time. So something will be motivating at their back end, not because of us, at their back end, because of the question, easy question which we have given. Practice tricks and strategies. So when we say mental calculations, we are supposed to give some of the techniques wherein the answer can be got easily. So there are various tools and games to develop these mental strategies like flashcards, online videos. So now we are, I will not suggest much of online videos, but when as a teacher, we can see the online videos, we can try to implement what is possible in our classroom environment. So whatever is possible, we can just try it out, so that the children will get the interest in math puzzles. Start on fingers. So I think we have discussed already, but anyways, just for the word's sake, find out different ways to perform mental mathematics. Every student starts with a pen and paper. Then they must shift towards the calculation on the fingers, and eventually they will develop the habit of calculating in their minds. When I say fingers first and pen and paper second, it's the math. When we start off in UKG, addition, subtraction, first standard addition, subtraction, second standard addition, subtraction. So they normally use the fingers first and then pen and paper. But later stage, they start using the pen and paper. Without pen and paper, they have to use the fingers. And then finally, they'll use their brain. Make things fun. Learning is of no use if it is not done wholeheartedly. Therefore, it is important to make it fun and exciting. So if I am going to read out whatever is there in the PPT, definitely you will get bored. Somewhere I have to shift. Where is it possible? Where it is possible, I have to shift. So like I had menti.com. I just tried with you. I hope that it was interesting for you at that moment. This helps a child to keep going and overcome the failures. So that boring sense or the failure nature mindset should be out of their brain. So these 2 sums, how many of you have observed this? How many of you have used this? One is addition and one is subtraction, but it's involving both the operations. Have you used this?
Yes, ma'am.
For mind
Yes, ma'am.
calculation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I've just quoted one simple example, 34 plus 9. Instead of 9, I can add 10, and always -1 is easier for anybody, right? So we'll add 10, get one answer, and -1 will give me, or I can say in a childish manner, ma'am, this is the predecessor, ma'am. That's what children will say from classes 3, 4, and 5, right? So this way also it can be taught for the children. See, whenever, as a math teacher, when we go for some substitution, and if it is not a main period wherein some work has been given for the children, we can use that period for entertaining the children using these mental math strategies. So to their level, we can move. So this can be done for a class 1 student or a class 2 student. And class 2 and 3 can be accommodated with the same 34 plus 99. How it can be done? In an easy way.
They can 34 plus
34
100.
plus 100.
And then
And then
minus
they'll -1, ma'am.
Very good. So we can just incorporate bigger numbers for bigger classes, but the technique is same so that the fast calculation is implemented then and there at their class or grade level, right? So this minus also, always this borrowing is very hectic. Will you accept that?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
3
ma'am.
minus
For
8,
the students.
yeah, 3 minus 8 is 5. Not by 13 minus 8 borrowing, but it is 8 minus 3. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that can be avoided. We can just tell the children, the slow learners, even the slow learners can be taught this as an easy way, wherein these steps can be done in the rough column and they can do the main column work as 83 minus 38 and do the final answer 45. They can show off the working of this type of mental math in the rough column wherein they will not be losing the marks, right? Somehow they have calculated, they have used their brain and they have found the answer, perfect answer, I can say. Will anybody say, no, ma'am, borrowing is very important. They should learn only borrowing. This is not at all advisable. Will anyone say for the exam point of view, at least? Shall I take it yes or no? Shall I take it as yes or no? Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
once again question, ma'am, please.
So here, can a slow learner be given this method so that the slow learner will write the steps, proper steps like 83 minus 38, that is 83 minus 40 is 43 and 43 plus 2 is 45. And in the main column is going to write 83, below that minus 38 and below that 45. Is this a proper way of approach for the slow learners?
Ma'am, if they understand this concept, then we can accept this, ma'am. Because actually they are using some techniques, you know,
Yeah.
instead of cancelling, instead of showing that cancellation and all. If they're using this technique and if they're giving the answer, then it's okay. If it's from the slow learner point of view, it's okay only, ma'am. We can
Yes.
accept.
Yes. So that is what even I feel so. See, because slow learners are, I mean, normally we, something is better than nothing. That is what everyone feels for a slow learner. So, yes, ma'am.
If we follow the same method, it will be easy for them. If we change the method, no borrowing again, they will find it difficult. It
No,
seems,
no,
ma'am.
I'm not telling you to do it for all the class.
Mm.
The entire class. When we take some remedial classes for enhancement classes and all for few students, at that time we can just insist this method so that he will gain or she will gain the confidence in scoring the required mark. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because a subtraction question will be only for maximum 5 marks or 6 marks. So that 6 marks he will gain, that will boost his. Instead of being a failure, he will be called as a passed student. No, that's good for
Yes, ma'am.
us as well as the student. So that will help the confidence to gain the confidence in the child also. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Uma ma'am, I think you will accept now.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Yeah. So there is one more similar content. So 26 plus 25. So it's 26 is very nearby to 25. That is 1 more than 25. So I can split as 1 plus 25 here. So I know double of 25 is 50. So 1 more than double of 25 is 51. So 26, I'm just going to write as 1 plus 25. So 50 plus 1, 51. And here, this is what I said. Sometimes here there is no carryover. So it might look easy even if we go from ones to hundreds. But when a child does this from hundreds, if he is able to do it, he will find it very easy for all the addition using mental math. Am I right? 124 plus 235
Fine.
So each and every time, even if it is going to be here, if there is a carryover also, he should be able to add 300 plus 150 plus 9. Suppose if it is 150, let me assume. If it is 150, 300 plus 150 plus 9, you will be easily finding it. This 1 will not be written as it is. So I have to go for adding 1 with 3. So it is going to be 459. So in that case, you will be able to find it easier. Am I right or wrong, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Visible, ma'am.
Okay. So for easy way, I'll just try posting the same. Now let me share the screen in which the results will be there. Is the screen visible, teachers? The last question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just ending the session so that
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
this will give you the enthusiasm. So it is getting loaded. So now we'll just come to know who won or who is the top scorer. Now you can see third is Charanya ma'am, second is Mohana ma'am, and first is Gomadi Shankar sir. So if children will see like this, they will also feel the enthusiasm. So I had the amount of feedback during the online sessions, and we can see where all they have not attempted, they have not done, they skipped, or time was not sufficient. So since it was teachers, I just gave you some difficult questions also. I know that is few things are difficult. I know, but even then, as a student, they need some enthusiasm as well as some difficult sums wherein they are getting developed. So this is a website wherein we can just have some ideas that can be enhanced for our classrooms. So I'll just share it in the group also. Instead, I'll just. So from my side, that's all. There are a lot more websites like quizzes.com. There is one more website, Kahoot. So that is also very interesting. But I have not used much. I've used only quizzes.com with this sound. This is regular music which is given for all the quizzes.